Hey folks, AceTCG here, and in today's video we're going to be covering a different type of video than what I would normally do. So I've done tier lists and I do versus videos, but one of the things I've been trying to look at is like how we're going to handle the future. So in this video we're going to be looking through some of the Japanese top decks on here, the One Piece top deck site created for us. So if you click on deck list, you can see all of the metas broken down by the pop-ups. So what we're going to do is go on OP04, and this is going to give us a list of decks that have topped in Japan from OP04. And we're going to go through and we're going to see what's going to be critical for you to pick up before the sets in case any prices rise, which is important, and also give you a little bit of a heads up of like what are some of the more common decks that we're going to be running into here. So here you can see the breakdown of events. So overall, we've got 347 decks from the last update, which was the 22nd of August here, and you can definitely already see some of the most popular ones here. So one of the ones that's definitely new to the meta will be this green-purple Doflamingo, which had a total of 43 uploads for this deck list. So that's going to give us a good sight into like what we want to be picking up. I know some of the Dofi lists have been running the film package, so those might be cards that's worth picking up now rather than later, and we'll break that down now. Common stuff, Edward Newgate in Japan is 54 results, but you have to remember as well that Japan doesn't have the same like limit list that we do. We had those three limitations on the Marco, the event, and the Big Eddie as well. So although this looks like very huge, I don't think it's going to be to the same level. I still think Whitebeard is a fantastic leader, but I think it's actually going to be a little bit more balanced. I think the results are going to balance out a little bit more and make it less a how to defeat Newgate and more a similar metas to what we've already got. We're going to see again similar decks, Zoro and Law still doing good. Going into the next meta, it's really OP05 that's going to shut those down big time. Nami sees a little bit of a pickup in this meta as well. They do get one card in OP04 that just helps them mill a little bit. It's not one that's run like heavily, but it's a little bit of support, which is nice. Katakuri for yellow is still seeing. It does get a tiny bit of support in the form of the Sanji as well. Same with the Charlotte Linden. Not a lot, like a huge amount of representation. But some. Ace is like a little bit here. It takes a bit of a hit and a beat because like Dex is like super fast and get a bit of support, and Ace doesn't get that much in OP04, I don't believe. But one that is very exciting that people have been talking about a lot is the crocodile lists, both the blue crocodile and the purple blue one as well, because of the support that blue gets with its event cards. So we'll take a look and we'll go by color first. So we'll start by black. We'll look at a VV list. A Rebecca list, sorry. So this is one of the leaders that people have been really excited about here. This is Rebecca. So it has the same effect that the iceberg has in that it can't attack, but has a really nice ability that allows you to look at the top two cards of your deck, reveal a Dressrosa, and add it to your hand. It has to be 6 or less, as you can see there, and then you trash the rest as well. Really nice combos. One that comes to it. It's not tier 1 in the next set from what we've seen, but you're able to utilize really nice cards like the Sabo that came out. A lot of people using the color black are very excited to be able to get like utilization to the blocker and also the on-play effect there, which is just super nice. Extra draw, extra filtering, which is using. So you can see here there are some cards that have come from older sets. We've got the Suru here from OP02, so make sure that you pick those up before that like come into it. I don't expect them to go through the roof like Otama did with the price, but still it's worth picking those up now rather than later in case they do rise a little bit. All of the rest of the cards that we can see here are from OP04. This Gum Gum King Kong gun is actually one that I'm really excited for, similar with this. And then you do have like this is OP04, but the 3000 Worlds is one from OP03 as well, so make sure you're picking these up, especially if you're looking to play any of your blue decks, like those Crocodiles, because this card is just fantastic. Definitely a staple for blue right now going forward into the future, so make sure that you're picking those up. So yeah, that's Rebecca. Not too much really, nothing to be too scared of. There are some other lists here, so we've got some Zephyr lists here. Let's take a peek. There's a Smoker list. Any Lucci is the question. We've seen a lot of Lucci in OP03, but I'm not seeing a lot. there is one of the new leaders that I'm definitely excited for. In the form of the Isho. I believe Isho is OP04. He is. So you can see the issue here. Don X1, give all your opponents characters -1 cost, which is nice. And then at the end of the turn, set up to one of your characters with the cost of 5 or less as active. Really nice because you can start like attacking with your blockers. So you can see here, it's a 4-life leader with the black and the green, and we're seeing a lot of staples for black that we've seen before as well. So if you already have a black deck, don't worry, a lot of your cards are still going to be holding a lot of value. And the main difference this time is that it's a mix. So if you specifically only play black decks, you might want to start looking to buy into some of the more staple green cards. The Trafalgar Law has been a staple for green for so long. Similar with the Bonnie, these come in the starter decks as well, and the Apu as well. Seeing the Punk Gibson, I believe this is OP01. So yeah, make sure you're picking those up if you're looking to go into it. And then we do get the Rosanita in OP04, which just helps tie it all together. So yeah, you've got some of the cards that you'll want to pick out if you're only a black player or if you're only a green player as well. So yeah, make sure you're looking into those and being prepared for the future. This was a Zephyr list as well. So similar situation here. If you're only purple or only black, you'll want to start looking into some of the other things. One that you'll see a lot is the Queen. It's been a purple for It's been a staple for purple for a long time. But similar here, still seeing the Kuzans, which are quite expensive, but may rise because of how many like different variations and the color black that we're getting. With I don't think the Rebecca was running it right. Let's have a look. Oh, it is actually. Some of them are. So I'd definitely say pick up your Borsalinos, your Kuzans, your Sakazukis. Make sure you get them, but definitely the Kuzan, because that Kuzan could hike in price. It's already up there, being 25 or 30 pounds. So yeah, definitely make sure you're picking these up as soon as you can, because it's a very strong staple. And with cards like Sabo coming out, and with some of the support that we've seen for OP05 as well, this is definitely a card that you'll want to be picking up. I think that'll cover us for the black leaders now, and we'll start looking at some of the excited ones in the blue. So here we've got a Nami list that topped as well, and you'll see here that this is a very similar list to one that's already being run in OP03 with the addition of the Appies now. So this isn't one that you should be specifically worried about. It's a common, so you can definitely pick those up. Even if you don't buy any boxes, you should be able to get some from friends, from locals, or online really cheap. But the list is very similar to like what it already has been, so make sure that you've picked up your starter decks, especially if you're looking at like other decks, like the Blue Crocodile, because that's going to be utilizing a lot of the cards that are in here as well, like the Love Beam and some of the lists. Just staples, very strong. So if you already have a Nami list, don't worry, you're probably only going to be changing in 2 cards, which is really nice. Blue Croc saw a little bit as well, so we'll take a look at what the differences are here. Looking very similar for the most part, apart from some of the new additions in this fantastic option card of Gomu Gomu no Red Rock. So just Red Rock. Just being able to 6-cost option, put something on the bottom of the deck is fantastic. And then we see the Kaido as well. So you can see that it gets a bit of support. So if this is the deck that you've been looking at, definitely start doing so now. Bigger cards such as the Mihawk are going to be really important to pick up. This one is running the Boa Hancock as well, so that might be an SR that's worth picking up for blue, because right now it's rather cheap. It might inflate a little bit with new decks coming out, especially on release. And then one that has been difficult for blue players to pick up for a while has been the Jinbei. With it being a specific promo from an event, it's been expensive the majority of the time, but it's worth picking a few up if you have the spare Casherinos, or if you can just trade into them, or if you pull any, that's nice. So yeah, might be worth keeping your hands on that. So one that I mentioned being a Blue Crocodile here, this is one that's been given a little bit more hype recently, specifically because of the new Red Rock card that's come out. It's just giving you another ability to bottom deck your opponent's card. And I've been looking into the Blue Croc myself for a while now, and this gets around a lot of the bigger issues, which is anything that's an 8, 9, or 10 cost was just like unreachable for you. Like the Mihawk can only touch the 7s or lower. This allows you to just straight up bottom deck anything, and allows you to like not just be like crumbled by some of these cards. We also see the Kaido here, which allows you to bottom deck the 8 or less. And one of the 3 or less as well, which is just really nice. Not bottom deck, bounce the hand. Really, really good value. So cards that we're seeing here, I believe this is from the starter deck, so that's new, not too bad. Tomorrow's in the starter deck, so is the Law. So again, picking up the Mihawks is really important. A rare in the form of the Don Quixote Doflamingo. This is one that you should be picking up before the set, I would advise. It could just be one that you see going from like next to nothing to a little bit of something, so definitely take a look at that. Missile Sunday. Only a rare, but again, could inflate randomly. We've seen rares inflate in the past. Soga King right now is £7 to £8, but with so many blue decks getting support, especially because of these really strong bottom deck effects and the Kaido as well. Definitely look into picking some of these Soga Kings up now rather than later. I already see them sell fast at £7 or £8. I can see this going up to like 12, 15 potentially with the amount of like blue support that we've seen. So pick these up like definitely sooner rather than later. It's a staple card that does a lot of really nice stuff. It's called Usopp for whatever reason, but it bounces a 6 or less to owner's hand, and then you draw 2 and trash 2, which is just nice. Also, one thing that a lot of people forget is that this has a counter as well. So it's not just like the 7-drop Dofi. It actually is able to protect you as well, which is super duper nice. Yeah, we saw like the Kaya and stuff like that in OP03. You should be able to pick those up. So yeah, definitely one that you'll be able to get into. One of the most difficult things is going to be making sure that you're picking up those starter decks as soon as possible. We've seen decks become really popular. Look at how difficult it became to get red starter decks as soon as we hit OP02. So yeah, make sure you're picking up your blue starter decks now, like as soon as you can. And the next one that we have seen is this one here, which is the Queen as soon as it loads. There. I'm going to keep my ad block. Yeah, so Queen, very interesting new leader that came out with OP04. 4-life leader, it's something we're going to have to get used to. Don X1, when attacking, if the total number of cards in your life and hand is 4 or less, draw 1. If you have a character with 8 or more, you may place up to 1 card from the top of your deck into your life instead of drawing 1 card. Nice, not too bad. Definitely not tier 1, but a nice deck that might take some people down. Seeing some of the all-reliable cards that we've already covered here with the Dofi, the Mihawk, all of these, the Soga Kings here being ran at 4, so if you want to try this list, pick up your Soga Kings, pick them up. Brule comes in the yellow starter deck. In this one we're seeing 4 Katakuri. I don't know if that's something that's going to be in every one of them, but if so, this card right now is £20 to £25 just for the sec one. You might want to pick these up before they inflate a little bit more and keep on it. One of the cool cards that comes out on OP04 to support yellow is Sanji. So you can pick these up on OP04. Shouldn't be too bad. I would wait until after the pre-release to pick up any of these like major cards as well. Give it some time, and the price of the SRs will drop as they have in the past. Same with the Yamato here. You can pick it up on release. 10-drop Big Mom was like £8, and then it dipped to like 5 for ages. So you could definitely save some pennies. Seeing the 3000 Worlds again here and some other cards. So yeah. And then I don't think I can see. Oh, there we go. Here's a Blurple Croc. Let's have a peek. What's a list? This might not be 10 out of 10, but we can have a look. So yeah, we're seeing some more reliable staples here, like I've already mentioned. Queen here. This one's running a Blue Croc. I don't think this is 100% necessary, so don't stress yourself about this. But the Mihawk here, this list a little bit everywhere, but seeing stuff like the Level of Beam, picking up your blue starter decks is going to be critical for this, definitely. And as you need the Queen as well, you're going to need the purple. So realistically, going into it, all you're going to need to do is get yourself the starter decks that you need. Make sure it's got the amount of numbers that you got, because I don't know if you only get 2 Love in the blue starter deck. I'm not too sure. Same with the Queen. They can be a bit stingy when it comes to that. But the rest is just res. The importance is being proactive before the set drops instead of reactive and then panicking because you can't find any Kaya, which is just another one. Yeah, so that's blue. Very nice, really nice stuff. We can take a look at green, please. Did it go into green? Oh, I have to strike the... yeah. Okay, so here's the one that people have been playing a lot, and this is one that you're going to see around, and this is going to be a contender for best deck in the format, and you're going to see some stuff that you need to pick up now. Monkey D. Luffy, Nami, you're looking at the film package here. This is stuff right now that you can pick up for pennies, being rares. This one's an SR. I think this goes for about a £5 right now, $5. Pick this up now. do not be chasing Namis as soon as the set drops. This is going to be a tier 1 deck. Make sure you're picking this up now. Don't regret yourself. If you're already playing Film Kid, you're in the money. You've already got most of the green stuff that you need. Similar things here with the purple cards that we're already seeing. Res, you need the queens, so you're going to need the starter decks, Punk Gibson, some of the other stuff. The Uta is a nice tech here, but you can get that in the starter deck for purple. So if you're already grabbing the queens, you get the Uta alongside that too, which is nice. Not saying this is 100% in all lists, I don't really know, but it could be, so it's something to keep in mind. And then we see the Doflamingo come in. Fantastic leader. Just very simply put up the 2 Don active at the end of your turn, which just allows you to utilize these fantastic defensive cards here. So yeah, pick up your film stuff before it's too late, otherwise you may be punished. And as you can see, that's like all the green. Like everybody's excited for Dofi. Make sure you're doing it, please, 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 please. Purple, just a rain of Dofi really. There's like a few Magellans and a few Kaidos here. We'll take a look. What's new here? The Trafalgar Law is in the starter deck. I don't know when the starter deck comes out though, but that's just, I think this is OP05, right? Is this not after? I don't know. That might have just leaked in. I'm not too sure on that one. Yes, but no updates from OP04 from what we can see, because that's starter deck as well. So drop that. And then for this one, same again, you're just seeing the additions of the starter deck there. So if you're playing purple, you're probably going to be rotating towards Dofi for the most part, so pick up the film stuff. We can strike the purple and the green, and we have red and yellow left. So let's take a look at red. Surprise, surprise, one of the all reliable decks in the system is Trafalgar Law. Yeah, if you have a law deck now, you're okay. It's all reliable. I don't know why that's opening law when I'm clicking on Zorro. Who knows? Let's see. Okay, it did it this time. 0 new additions. If you already have the Zorro deck, you're still going to be okay. This is one of the Whitebeard lists. As I mentioned, the Whitebeard still has addition to the Rad Beam and Marco, but again, nothing new for Red. They've actually lent off Red a lot here in OP04 because they've listened to people and said, okay, yeah, maybe we've done too much with Red. So happy to see next to no support for Red, even as someone who plays Red quite a bit. Going into yellow, similar situation. If you already have the deck, you're going to be in a fantastic spot. We have seen a few more Katakuris in the Japanese list, so if you don't have 3, it might be worth picking it up. I know a lot of lists run the 2, but we're seeing the beige. We're definitely seeing the Sanji coming in here. Just an SR, so you're going to be good, but everything else is just all reliable. Nothing too major. This is another Katakuri list. If you're playing Katakuri, you should already have most of this, and if you don't, it's going to be a common or a rare. Just make sure, one thing is the smoothie sees a little bit more play here. I know some lists have cut the smoothie, so make sure that you're looking for that. And then, as we already looked before, we can see the queen here. So if you're playing the queen, make sure you're picking more up of the Katakuris up if you're playing yellow, and don't forget to pick up the blue stuff as well. But yeah, nothing too nuts. Here's a Yamato list. Let's see what's changed for this. Not much. Commons and rares, we do see the Yamato coming in, but it's one of those where it's like, if you already have this deck, you're going to be sit pretty. There's not like huge drastic things, it's just a singular thing, and also it's not all that popular. If you ever are looking to pick up yellow, I'd say now is the time, where it's just coming out, the majority is coming out in OP03. Get it now rather than later again, in case this sees a hike in popularity, because it counters whichever becomes in tier 1. It's definitely not a bad list, especially with the addition of the Sanji, because the Sanji is just another trigger card that's fantastic for us. So yeah, that's that, and I think that's all the colours. We covered all the colours. Nice. So yeah, a little bit ever. Is this the? Have we seen this? Did we see this? Is that the Rebecca? I'm terrible with names. If you know me, you know I am. Let's have a look. What set does that come out, actually? Let's not miss that. Is this Vivi? Vivi. Yes, Rebecca's the other one. Yeah, so Vivi is OP04 as well. Completely forgot. Nearly missed the Vivi. Nearly. You can see staples for red. in the Marcos. These are still sitting very high right now with £10 each. Pick these up. You can get the Namis rather easily as long as you can ask. Atama's a little bit inflated right now too. Similar staples again here for the blue cards that we've already covered in picking up the Soga Kings. We've seen Soga King a lot. Pick up Soga King. Please pick up Soga King. And 3000 Worlds. Make sure you're getting those at least. Pick up the Doflamingos now rather than later. We've seen this in every single blue deck that we've looked at today. And that's us. Short and sweet. I hope it added some value. It might have been a bit everywhere. I don't know. Let me know what you think of these videos. If this is something that you want more of, please give me a shout. And it's something that I'll keep up. I'm also thinking about doing things like market watches, seeing how prices fluctuate in between sets and stuff like that. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.